What's up, Desktopers? Xavier Wills here for Desktop Bodybuilding, and we are back for another episode of Bodybuilding University. And today I'm joined by IFBB Pro Stuart Sutherland, aka the jacked Bruno Mars. Joking. And Baidi Farl. What's happening, man? Stu, how's the prep going for New York?
It's going good, dude. I just got back from Dallas 2 days ago now. I was down there visiting Gasp and training with a couple of my buddies down there, and I'm like looking at my pictures right now. I'm kind of like I'm pretty close to in the same condition as I was week and a half, 2 weeks out last year. So Blue just bumped my food back up, brought my cardio down a bit. Like we're gonna try to kind of coast into this because I'm ahead of schedule. So I'm still feeling pretty good though. I'll try to be interesting on your podcast today. Brain's still working.
Man. I appreciate it. You literally meme yourself every time you post an update, which I like. But man, you've been looking good. Like, where's that most muscular?
Yeah, that's a good shot. That's a good shot.
That's
right
sick.
Mm.
How you feel like, when you see this? Are you happy?
Am I happy like on a deeper level? No, I wouldn't say so, but just doing the bodybuilding thing.
Is anybody happy though? Is anybody happy with anything?
That's a tough question, Xavier. It's a little early.
Does anybody
Dude, I just woke up like 30 minutes ago. We can't have this conversation.
Hey, how many times have you looked at your check-in picture and go, I'm definitely happy with that? It's very, very rare, right?
Yeah, it's a couple of times where you're like, oh, I'm a little bit surprised, but it's only based off making a big transformation from the start of a prep where you look like average at the start and then look better in the prep. But the other times it's like you're dieting and you look at the photos and you look back at them 2 months later, you're like, oh, no, that's not too bad. But at the time, you're expecting greatness. And you see that pump in the gym as well. And sometimes it looks a little bit better. And then you get home and you're looking at it and you see the photos. Like, no, that's not what I'm seeing. They look crap, So, yeah.
I can guarantee you, like, what we see looking at that picture is not what Stu sees. Stu is looking at something completely different from us. Just because it's himself, he's not going to see it the way we see it.
I think Nathan might be jumping in. I'll send him the link. So how many weeks out are you now, Stu?
Like 5.5. Bro, I'm kicking myself right now because I should have done Detroit because there's 6 guys in it. Like,
I'm shocked there's 6
just
guys
go
in
collect a check, Don't make any fool-out jokes. No? Like, no, I couldn't. I mean,
no,
you can't, like, there's so many things, like, dude, like, drug-wise, there's a lot of shit I haven't even plugged in yet, and I still look like I look like. So, like, I was talking to Blue, there's like so many different cards I can still play and will before the show to, like, bring in that final look, but I'm like, I haven't even done it yet. Like, so yeah, I'm not set up to go and compete in like 4 days, unfortunately, but I probably could have been on track to if we'd pushed for it, and planned on it at the beginning of the season. But maybe next year. Shit, I'm kicking myself about that.
Yeah. Why do you think that is?
Sorry, you go, man.
I'm saying why do you think there's only 6 guys doing it? It's weird, isn't that weird?
Yeah.
Is it just the first year thing or what is it, do you think?
Nah, I don't think you can use that excuse for open pro show. I think it's probably just timing, maybe. It's kind of separate from some of the other shows, although Brazil was last weekend. New York is 5 weeks afterwards. It's kind of weird. I've heard that Fuad's shows are well produced and well run.
Me too. I've heard that.
He does in Toronto. I think Strand was not Jesse.
Strand did say that.
Yeah.
Strand did say that.
Yeah, Robin Strand. Sorry, I forgot his first name.
You're prepping it.
Yeah, he said that they run great shows. I'm not really sure why. I mean, and the guy has the biggest podcast in bodybuilding. I'm surprised
Exactly.
it didn't get more buzz. So if
Now,
anything, like I think it's probably just a timing thing.
first shows, like Xavier was saying, maybe because the first time, usually first time shows, yeah, sometimes they don't do so well. But if there's a good amount of money and like some popularity behind the promoter or the name of the show, like in this instant, the money is good and he has the biggest podcast, right? And Fuad is well known. It should actually be the opposite. It should actually be one of the biggest shows of the year, you know, but for whatever reason, it's not.
Well, I think if normally first year shows, like when people have had a good experience at a show as well, and I think people will with Fuad's show because, like you said, it's the same thing I've heard. I've heard he runs good shows, and even I don't think he would want to have a show and people walk away, especially after having a podcast where you talk about shows and how you'd run them better. If he then ran a show and the lighting was crap, they didn't do a black backdrop like they've said, why don't they just do that? If all that stuff happened, then he knows he'll cop it online as well. So the fact that he already runs shows well, it'd be very unlikely that he would completely mess it up. So, he seems like he looks after the athletes as well. So, I mean, yeah, it's a little surprising that there's only 6, considering we've seen quality that we've seen already this year. I think it's just the shows were a little bit, I don't know, pushed out a little bit around that time. But you still think with New York, because how many guys are doing New York? It seems like there's a lot.
Bro, everyone's doing fucking New York. It's gonna be a madhouse back there. Like a bunch of European guys too. Tim Budesheim's doing it. Angel. I don't know. I should probably write down a list of everybody that I know of.
Oh,
it's a lot of people.
I've got a bit of a list here. I started writing it down for shows. When I hear a name, I normally try to just chuck it straight in my notes, even if they're questionable. Let me find it.
I don't know if Fuad did this, but as they got closer and people weren't signing up, I would try to give some incentive, like on the low. I might even make it public. Hey, bro, you come through. I'll give you. I'll put a couple grand in your pocket. Something. I don't know.
Yeah, or like pay for their flight and hotel or something. Like just put
Yeah,
them up
dude.
there. I mean, I know that some promoters will do that to get names to their shows.
Kind of have to.
Tony Doherty in Australia
on
did
the
it.
show, yeah.
Tony Doherty,
you remember
the top five guys that used to come out to Australia. Tony Doherty would pay for all their flights, accommodation, every competitor's food was paid for. What do you want? Yep, cooking all your meals. Here's all your meals every day. Like
Tony's like a particularly awesome promoter though. Like that's a very high bar to try and match. But yeah, I mean, I don't watch his podcast, but I saw a clip of it where he was like annoyed that so few people had signed up for it. And it's understandable. Like you're running a fucking pro show. Like come out, compete.
I have to.
Fuad,
you remember
if you see this, I'd be there if I could. I just didn't plan it properly. Next year, pal.
It's okay. you guys remember the Shuru Classic? You guys remember that show? The Shuru? So from what I heard, he gave them a lot of incentive. Like he was paying people to show up. But he also had Phil. He had Phil and Kai, right? Did he have Dennis Wolf and did he have Jay Cutler?
India,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, Jay. Yep.
You see what I'm saying? Well, I mean, let's be real. I mean, you definitely got to put up some money to get those guys to come. But it did well.
Yeah, bro.
But that's kind of sometimes the first couple times you might have to do that. I think it was Tony Doherty. I think Chris Cormier was talking about when they had the Australia Pro.
Yeah.
Was that Tony show? He gave them a lot of incentive, and Chris said he's going to come back every single year that he competes. So that's kind of you got to build those relationships. I think that's very important.
Yeah, Tony has Chris to thank for a lot with that because Chris literally went into bat for Tony. He's like, man, they treat you good. He's like, come out. Like he got Dexter out. Obviously, we had Lee Priest here who did a few years in Australia competing in the Australian Pro when he wasn't banned. And then, a bunch of guys came out. Like I remember going to that show, the Australian Pro, before it was, because I've been a bodybuilding fan for forever, man. I'm like 35 and I started going to that when I was like 17 or 16 or something, I think. Something like that. Yeah. And we had like Melvin Anthony, we had Vince Taylor one year, we had Ty Green, Dexter Jackson, a whole ton of names, man. And it was pretty much thanks to like Chris Cormier and Tony just working his ass off. Like Tony would go to the Arnold the week or 2 weeks prior and just try to get guys. Literally just go there, you know, talk to all the guys there and be like, Australia's in a week. I'll pay for you or whatever. And he would get an extra name or two by doing that a lot of the time.
Yeah, but you got to do that like well ahead of time, you know. I
Yeah,
think Fuad is probably, you know, not that he had a lesson to learn, but like I think it was reasonable to expect people to sign up. But you know, in the future, you know, I hope he goes and reaches out to guys and be like, hey, you know, don't even offer incentives. Just say like, hey, come do the show, and or like maybe we'll pay for your hotel or like just you know something, because yeah, it's. I think he just kind of got unlucky this time. I hope he does it again next year, though. It's a pro-am, so you know they're still gonna have the amateur division, so it'll pay for itself hopefully. But yeah.
There's a joke that I want to make so bad, but I'm not gonna make it.
Yeah, I feel that sometimes with like different, not sad about this, but just about certain things. But yeah, sometimes you gotta hold it.
Thank you, Baidi.
Yeah, I felt like it was Stu related.
The joke is too good, but I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it today.
Save it.
All right, so I've got a few names I wrote down for New York, but I haven't updated it in a while. Like Robin Strand, I think he's doing it, isn't he?
No, he's doing Toronto. I don't think he's doing New York this year.
So Carlos was a maybe, but I don't think Carlos is doing New York. I don't believe, but I'm not sure.
It looks like his brother might have passed away.
Yeah, I think it might have been. Yeah. I think it was potentially his cousin, which I think was like his brother or whatever. It may grow up. I think so, but I'm not 100% sure on that. So you know, shout out to Carlos, and obviously, hopefully, he's doing well. Who else is in New York? I don't know if Raf is doing it. I don't think he will. Doesn't seem like there's a point for him to do it. Tonio, Beef Stu, Nick Walker, Angel Calderon. I think Quentin Arai's doing it, and that's all I've got written down for that. But then in the 212 man, there's some good guys. You got Kareth Bajo's doing it, Aaron's doing it as well. Aaron Pilates. We've got there's a few other good names that are doing it.
The Ukrainian guy, I forget his name.
Oh yes, yes.
Yeah.
Probably has a K in it. Yeah.
Usually does.
Last name I think starts
with Uli. Is it Ole Christian?
Ole. Yes.
Ole something.
I can't remember what year it was. One of the Olympians, bro. He could have been top 3. Was he? I don't know if he. I don't think he was top 3. But
he's never been that high. But he could be. Like I don't know why he doesn't get rewarded. He's good.
He's really good. Yeah, he's really good.
I know Tim Budesheim is doing the Open.
Oh, is he? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
What about Akeem?
Yeah, I don't know about Akeem. I think he will. There's Ole.
Dude, he's been peeled for since 10 weeks out. It's sick.
It's crazy. Yeah. What? That doesn't even make sense.
Something in the water over there.
There's
Chernobyl gains.
Yeah, there's cleaning the water.
He looked super wide at the Olympia. I can't remember what year it was, but he looked wide as fuck. And I'm like, damn, shit like that you can't see when they stand by themselves. But he has a shit ton of muscle, man.
Yeah.
And condition.
He has to be short, surely, because he's very, very thick.
You usually are.
Yeah. I mean, but sometimes you just don't know. Like, he looks 5'7" or 5'6", but yeah, he's probably 5'5" or something.
You don't see guys back squatting heavyweight like that very often.
Nah.
Yeah, they're low tech over there in Ukraine. Just Soviet leftovers, you know. He's freaky strong though.
Yeah, this is impressive.
Yeah, I like.
It's so fun.
He's good.
It's so fun to be young and healthy and strong like that, man. I kind of miss it.
Dude.
I don't know if he's young. I think he just goes, man.
He just don't give a fuck here, basically.
Yeah.
I reckon he's younger than we think.
He might be.
Yeah, those Slavs don't age the best. You're right.
Oh man, I love it. Anyway, let's preview the Detroit Pro. We seem to get sidetracked. I don't know how we got onto New York, and then we sort of fell away. But we've got pretty much, I'd say, look, I've got to look up Harry Harris, which his parents are cruel for literally almost having same first and last name.
Hey, Xavier, question.
Yeah?
Did you review the Brazil or no?
No, I didn't fully review it. No, I didn't. Well, did you on your podcast?
Kind of. I feel like we kind of skimmed through it. We didn't take too much time on it.
But
Stu wasn't there.
We had things to argue about.
I want to highlight the classic there, man, because that top, we had our man in third. You know our guy?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the guy with crazy quads and everything.
Livinho.
I didn't find that funny. Anyway, I think because I was holding it in. But yeah, we'll do that. But let's stick with Detroit now. So the main names that I know of, there's two names that I'm going to look up: Harry Harris and Gabriel. Gabriel almost has the same first and last name too. Gabriel Garipi.
Oh, Gary Epi. Yeah, he's French Canadian, I believe. You fucking assholes! Like
we got Harry Harrison and we got Gabriellison.
We can't take you guys anywhere.
What is going on in Detroit, man?
Just to preface, I woke up half an hour before we started this, just so everyone knows. I woke up 45 minutes after we was meant to start the podcast, and I was like, "Oh shit!" But thank you guys for
let's get focused, boys.
Okay,
next compared to Michael Michelson is the next guy.
Stop it, baby.
Oh man,
I'm crying.
I'm crying already. We just started. Yeah.
All right, okay.
Oh, man.
So I can't look at Baidi. Cover his face. So back to it. Martin Fitzwater. We've got Vitali. I like how he's listed as Vitali Goodvito. Like on the form, did he put his last name instead of Ugolnikov? Ugolnikov, yeah. I always say Ugolnikov. I really butcher it. But yeah. Does he write down Goodvito as his last name?
I think he did.
Interesting. What is Goodvito? Is well, like what is it?
I don't know.
It sound good V. I don't know where you came up with that.
It's a lot more recognizable than fucking Ugolnikov, right? So
yeah. We don't even need nicknames anymore. Everybody's nickname is just their Instagram, literally. Notice that?
Yeah. Yep. Exactly. Beef Stu.
Yeah. Colossus Ken. Baidi.
I don't even know Ken's last name. Honest to God, I don't know his last name. I don't want to know. Don't tell me. I like the mystique.
The mystique, yeah. Something Nigerian.
Ken can just be Ken. I was trying to look up Goodvito to see if it was a translation from something, but it just comes up with Goodvito stuff. But yeah. Anyway, back to the competitors list. So we've got Martin Fitzwater, we've got Vitali Ugolnikov, Goodvito. We've got Ron Gordon, who looks awesome at the moment. I don't know if you guys know him, and then Justin Luis Rodriguez. So that seems to be the contending group with a lot of people, I suppose, putting it down to Goodvito, Martin Fitzwater, and Justin Rodriguez. Do you guys think this can go multiple ways, or do you think it's down to one or two guys, or what do you think, Stu?
Yeah, I think it's between Martin and Vitali. Goodvito for those who don't remember. Yeah, Martin has, he hasn't been on stage in like a year and a half now, and I think he's made some improvements. I feel like he looks better on stage than he does on Instagram. I think, but I mean, we thought that we thought Vitali was like all hype right up until he just competed, and like he had a case for winning last weekend. Okay, let's just call a spade a spade. Like he was the probably the driest, most conditioned guy I think Tony was pretty damn close though. And he's just got like freaky body parts. He doesn't have the best flow, but like he's the real deal, you know. So Baidi, you can shut the fuck up. Like,
Well, yeah,
yeah,
no, you say his flow. I thought his flow was better. I thought it was better than I thought. I thought his upper body was gonna look a lot smaller. He was on a flat side, but I thought his back was gonna be completely nothing there. And I thought
but
his,
like
I thought his
look at that
arms, shoulders.
comparison. Look at that comparison next to Rafa. Raf's a big like Rafael's a big guy. Like
Yeah,
so you say he's flat, like yeah, if that's flat, then he can get away with flat. I mean,
he can.
because he looks
Yeah,
more muscular than him in the
yeah. I
legs and
mean,
the upper body. I mean, maybe in the chest he's a little shallower, but bigger arms, bigger legs, bigger lats.
I was extremely impressed. Honestly, I did not think he would deliver. I didn't think his conditioning would be the best, and I
I
didn't
didn't
think he
either,
would have
but
enough
he was peeled, bro.
build.
Like really good.
Yeah.
Okay, what I did know, I know he was gonna have a crazy taper. I know he was gonna have the best X frame, shoulder to waist to quads. That I was confident he would have. It was muscularity and condition I didn't think he would bring, and he brought those both in spades. So there's really
Look at
nothing
the
bad.
glutes and hams difference here. I mean, it's like not even
Well,
close, dude.
that's my only critique. He needs to have like thinner posing trunks because he's hiding
Yeah,
his glutes, which is literally the most shredded glutes in the whole show.
Mm.
You know,
Has
hike that
he
shit
got
up.
the felt posing trunks?
he does. Yeah, those are old
Yeah,
school, man.
Yeah, throwback. I remember I never had felt posing trunks, but I was like, should I give them a go one time? I'm really glad I didn't.
yeah, yeah.
I
I
Well,
won
thought
my first
the black
show
guys get away
ever.
with it.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I won my first show ever wearing purple velvet trunks.
You'll
And
always
that's
have
the
that.
last time I wore them on stage.
Well, the crazy part is his trunks are actually, well, I don't know about the suede, but those are actually the legal trunks. You're not supposed to hike it up your butt. It's actually against the rules. But if everybody else is doing it, you got to show your best body part. You're supposed to hike
Yeah.
that shit up if you have shredded glutes.
I know this doesn't matter, but do you think Classic should be able to have different color trunks?
That might be
Uh,
fun. Make a rather, one and done division a little more interesting.
I
Yeah.
guess I don't see why not. You know, I can't see why they would need it, but I don't see why they couldn't do it. Right?
It's
I
weird that
guess.
they don't, because like literally every other division you have multiple colors of suits, and then they're
Yeah, they're
just
trying to
black.
distinguish it.
I think so. I think because sometimes, like with the classic people at this show, if you don't follow it close enough, they kind of look like bodybuilders, especially the winner. You wouldn't be able to. Some people wouldn't be able to tell. I guess.
Yeah. I think when Raf did his front double, he's not really sitting on his leg, so it's not popping the sweep out. Because when you see him do his front lat spread, his quads looked so much more comparable or like about the same as Good Vito's. So I'll play this video again because it will show it. Like even when he's sending his front relax, it's like he doesn't have him on 100%, it seems like. But when he hits the front lat, yeah, it seems to just change a bit. Like
Look at the
they,
separation in good Vito's quads, bro.
yeah.
What the fuck?
I like how
I
Raf has the
mean,
slightly thicker abs and stuff, but yeah, this was probably Good Vito's not it's not his weakest pose. I'd say his side chest is probably his weakest pose, which is this one, but it's still not bad. Like he's still got crazy from the waist down, like that detail. Like I was so impressed with Good Vito. He exceeded my expectations so much. Like I was wrong. I was straight wrong.
yeah, me too. Hey, man, I don't. How do I say this without sounding? This is probably like gonna be a unpopular opinion, but I could have actually seen Raph in third
Third.
Strongly
personally.
agree.
I could have seen Raph in third. Look at the detail from the back. It's not even comparable.
I'll
And
tell you
then
what, bro, I am never competing in Brazil.
did you see the fucking judging lineups? Did you
I
see
can
that? Like what they
imagine.
did, bro? Did you
What
guys
do you
see
mean?
that? Nick Strength and Power made a video. The comparisons, bro. They had okay, so they had Tonio and Vito pose. Then they had Rafa resting. It was like Rafa kept getting a break. while these guys kept posing. It was weird. They had Tonio and Rafa go. Then they bring out Tonio. They bring out Rafa, not Rafa. They bring out Tonio and Vito. Then they only compare them one at a time. So Rafa would go back and they would compare them, and they would bring Rafa compare with one, and they would send him back in line. It was super weird. And then Nick was like, I can't think of any reason why you would need to do that unless you were trying to give him a rest, which is weird. I don't know. Go watch the Nick and Shepard Power
video. Let's
not
think about it too much, okay? It's beyond our comprehension, Baidi.
It was it was about, I think I said this on in the comments of Dave's live podcast yesterday on RX. I think I counted it up. There was about 40 to 45 competitors total across all the pro divisions. We've got Nathan entering the chat too. About 45 competitors, 40 to 45, and there was 2 non-Brazilians out of all of them. 1 Mexican and Tonio, I believe. Maybe one other one. But you look at it, it's like Brazil, Mexico, Brazil, just names. Like, it's not many people are going down there. But when you think about it, Brazil geographically, like who in America is going to really go down there that often, because it's a decent distance? Like from Australia, Europe, it's all like, it's far away from everywhere, really. It's not close unless you're in Mexico or, but even in North America, you think there'd be more guys going down for an Arnold. But,
I just looked it up. Like, you're looking at like basically a whole day long flight with like 2 or 3 legs. It's like 20 hours of flight to get from where I'm at. So like, and that's closer than any other part of the world. So
what's up, Nathan?
Hey buddy, not much. Just finished watching the football.
Oh, was it Liverpool?
No, Arsenal. So a little something.
Very nice.
I want to hear Nathan's opinion.
Yeah, me too. Nathan speaks freely.
What's your opinion?
Arnold, Brazil.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have attended that. Fuck that, no. I wouldn't have attended it. Several reasons, but I won't go political. You knew a Brazilian was going to win it, so pointless attending, unless you're Samson or you're Rami or someone, pointless attending that. Secondly, I thought Tonio gave him a good run. I wouldn't have been shocked if Tonio would have won it personally, but I didn't realize how fucking small that Vito was. He's like a fucking midget. He's smaller than Tonio, right?
He's not small.
Yeah, but in height, like, he's small, so obviously he looks bigger than what he is. But yeah, bro, he's a midget. And but I thought I liked the physique. I liked the physique boys. I thought Tonio had a more fuller physique. Looked more, just looked thicker and denser, to where everyone else looked like a bit more flatter. Rafael looked a little bit flatter, a bit more conditioned, but Tonio just looked popping. So, it wasn't really a hard show, but, 1 or 2, I wouldn't have complained. I thought Vito got 3rd, which he should have anyway. So, besides, it was all right. But what was the prize money?
I can't find. I haven't found that anywhere. I don't know. I'd have to go and look at the check on stage or something. But yeah, I didn't see it announced.
Same as the UK, right? No one announced it in the UK.
Yeah, that was weird. I don't know. It was unusual.
No idea. Good show. Though. It looked busy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looked good. I mean, I just don't think Rafa from behind was in good enough condition to beat Tonio. I mean, he wasn't in Vito's condition either. Now he's taller than these guys, but is he really bigger or is he taller?
No, I say he's just taller. I don't see. Yeah. He said he put 20 pounds on. I do not see the 20 pounds. I just don't see it.
Who said 20 pounds on?
I think it was 20 pounds, right? They said they put 15 or 20 pounds he put on apparently.
I don't
see that.
A couple of years ago.
No, from his last show, I think. I'm sure I read it somewhere.
From Arnold?
No,
not from Arnold.
Oh, okay, a couple of years ago. Yeah.
I just don't see it. Like, but you knew he was going to win anyway. So if I was Tonio, I would have just went there for the money anyway. You know, knowing I was getting second, take the money. You're in shape. Why not? And then go to Detroit and try and win that. You know, that's what I would have done, because if I would have been in shape, and even though I would have beat Rafa, I knew I wouldn't have won anyway. So I would have just went there for the money. If you're paying me to fly, shit, take the money. You know?
How much weight do you think Rafa needed to drop to be as shredded as Tonio and Vito?
10 pounds, 8 pounds.
And yeah.
So that's my point. So if Vito and Tonio came in 10 pounds softer, they would be just as big, if not bigger than him, you know?
Yeah.
So it's
the weird thing is, like, he was way harder at the Arnold, Ohio. Like,
way
it's like
harder.
he stopped dieting for a couple of weeks or something. He's chilled.
Yeah, bro, because you're
I
the
don't know what
fucking
happened.
you're the face of Brazil. You don't need to die 100% to win that show.
Right, yeah.
You go
Like,
on
you
there, everyone's
get
going
third at the
rah, rah,
Arnold.
rah, rah. You know, it's you could watch. I watched the live stream. You could hear it going crazy. You know, for him, when Tonio come out, it went a little bit crazy, but compared to Rafa, it was like night and day. So that has an influence on the judges anyway. It shouldn't do, but it does. You know, and he knew he was going to win it. That's his that was his Olympia ticket. That's why he chose not to do the British show. You know, he played the game smart, and rightly so.
Yeah. In hindsight, it was actually a really good decision not to do the UK. You know, I was like, oh, he's crazy not doing it, but yeah, it seems like it was the right call.
If he'd done the UK, Akeem would have smoked his ass.
It's possible, yeah, definitely possible. With what he brought to the stage here, and look, he wasn't bad, but yeah, like you guys said, it's his conditioning wasn't as good as it was at the Arnold in Columbus, and I thought it was going to be better. So
yeah, I thought so, because he normally gets better each show anyway, right? Like, he only gets better. Rafa's one of the guys who normally most of the time gets better after show as a show, but this time I don't know what they've done something different, or maybe they've tried something different for, you know, because obviously they knew they were going to win this show, so they thought, okay, let's try something now to see who we're to the Olympia rather than do a test run. So maybe that's what they've done. Maybe him and Neil have thought, you know, we know we've got it in the bag. Let's just do something different.
Yeah.
I could have seen Tonio first, and I could have seen Vitaly in second, actually, just from condition, his legs, his waist was in. I mean, but that's just my opinion, I guess.
Yeah,
I think Tonio in person as well, he has so much pop to his muscle as well, like that 3D look. Like, you can see with good Vito, don't get me wrong, the structure and everything is so impressive, and the legs from the back are like insane. Just that he doesn't have the depth to the back yet that like Tonio and Raf have in terms of that depth. But from the back as well, you can still say his back is wider than Raf's, you know, in terms of that back double bicep, the way it opens up. It's not as dense, but then you add the conditioning of the legs and everything in that back pose, and you're like, yeah, the back pose beats Raf's, you know, which is pretty crazy in a pro debut.
Mm-hmm.
If that show would have been at New York or Detroit, Tonio would have beat him. Simple.
Yeah.
I can see that.
So,
I can see that.
You know, if I was Tonio, I wouldn't be bothered. I wouldn't be affected by it. You know, he's got to have a nice paycheck. Got to see Brazil. Fuck, why not? You know, I would have went regardless.
I think what I want to see is Tonio do Detroit and go against Martin. I think Tonio versus Martin will be. I think Martin is going to be a lot better than people think he's going to be.
I've just seen Martin before. Just seen him before.
Yeah.
Literally, just seen his checking. I've just seen his checking video. Literally, fucking 5 minutes ago of Stefan.
Oh yeah,
nice.
He got the same coach.
Yeah. So I seen him. I seen his check-in video pre-workout. Well, in the morning, no food, flat. And obviously he was going to train and get some work done. And obviously the show looked good, bro. It looks, put a bit of size on, looks good. You know, the vacuum looks good when he's doing that now. Legs are much bigger. If Tonio was doing it, it would have been a good battle, to be totally honest. You know, you could have given it either way, but he might do it.
I think so, right? Did Fuad said maybe? I don't know.
I don't
I
know.
think he'd be on the list now, though.
Okay. Never mind.
No, bro. You can add that list anytime. You can add the list.
Yeah. But do you think he would? I mean, I think Tonio should do it for sure.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, unless he's got because his sponsor is Brazilian, right? If he has to be stuck in that country for another however long,
Yeah.
maybe who knows?
Yeah.
But even so, like he's going to fucking New York against Nick Walker. I would just turn that in and go somewhere else because if you ain't beating Rafa, you ain't beating Nick, bro. And that's just like, and the second prize money ain't the best anyway. So I would went for Detroit, tried to take that, and then obviously go somewhere else.
Yeah.
If I was anyone, I wouldn't even turn up. I wouldn't even go to New York. I'd just think, fuck it. Nick's going. Second prize is like 5G. I'll just go. I'll watch it online instead. What's the point, right? What's the point going to watch it? It's just the Nick Walker show. You ain't beating that freak.
Enjoy
the only benefit. Well, the only benefit I could see is to stand next to Nick, but I don't think Tonio would benefit off that. I think Stu is the only one that can benefit.
Bro. If Tonio gets next to Nick, right? Nick's only small in height and stature, right? Well, that maybe an inch above each other. Nick's probably fucking twice the man of him almost, bro. Tonio's big, but Nick's a fucking freak. It's just gonna put it down to what you've achieved, Some people that can get next to, I'd say, okay, that like get next to Rafa, possibly should have won that show. So that's a good one because obviously Rafa was top 6 or somewhere in the Olympia, was it? So top 7, I don't know, or whatever, top 10. And so that's a good thing. But getting next to Nick, bro, was like, fuck that. I won't even waste my time. I'd
like to make an announcement. I'm not doing New York since Nathan told me not to. Everyone else should drop out too. Why
this is how you're swindling into second.
Just wave to Nick. Just wave to Nick. But Stu, don't worry, bro. I'll send my New York ring in the post. Don't worry about it. I'll give you one. I'll give you it.
Give it back.
I'll give you it. The baby's teddy doesn't wear it no more. The teddy bear doesn't need it, so I'll give you it.
I do want to see Stu next to Nick because I remember that guest posing when Stu stood next to Hunter, and people don't realize how big Stu is because he got a big head by himself. So
it's true. It's a real thing.
when Stu stood next to Hunter, everybody's like, "Wait, who's this guy, Stu? Why does he look the same size as Hunter? That's weird. Like we didn't think he was that big."
Yeah.
So Nick is bigger than Stu and Hunter, but still, I think it's important to see Stu next to him. But oh wow, Stu is bigger than we thought.
Well, that's good, right? But in Stu's aspect, right? It's good for Stu if Tonio goes to New York because Tonio's a high rank guy. Both the similar height, similar stature anyway. So for Stu, it's good. It's good to get next to Tonio, but for Tonio, it's not good to get next to Nick. That makes sense. Do you know what I mean?
I agree. I agree with that.
You know what I mean?
Agree with that.
Yeah.
So
Tonio, way to backtrack there.
It depends.
I'm just trying to be nice. But that's good for you.
He's right though. No, I think.
True.
Well, Tonio's already a top 8 guy, and he's not as big as Stu. He's not as big as Stu. So him standing next to Nick doesn't make him look better. It doesn't give him any points because he's already a top guy. Whereas Stu is just now coming in, so it's better for Stu to compare size with Nick because he is a comparable size. He might be heavy. Well, I don't know if you're gonna be heavier than Nick, but you're gonna be a similar weight to Nick.
Pretty close. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it's gonna be nice to see that.
Is the live stream free?
I don't think so.
Oh, I can't watch you, bro. Sorry, bro.
Yeah,
If it's free, I'll watch.
Yeah.
If it's free, I'll watch, bro. Times are hard, Two children and all that.
No, on principle, I wouldn't pay for that live stream.
I'll put the link to a live stream in the description below for anyone who doesn't want to get it.
Dude, just tell someone to go live on your phone, bro. That's it, and I'll watch it on your phone. I'll go live. That's it.
Simple.
Yeah.
Can.
I'll put it on your YouTube channel.
We'll just watch Xavier's like post show commentary, because he always streams shit.
I don't always stream shit. I get approval when I stream shit.
Oh, okay.
So,
I'm not getting cancelled, man. I've got those strikes before. Yeah, but anyway, we were talking about Detroit at some point, but that was about half an hour ago. So we may as well stay on the Arnold Brazil now quickly. But in the classic physique, I wanted to touch on this as well because the guy who won this, Fabio Junior, which is another one of those good second name combos. But he, for the Olympia, Miguel Chain, who's a Brazilian bodybuilding journalist, he told me that he interviewed Fabio Junior. And he said 2 weeks out, he went and got his bloods done and he realized the gear he was taking for the Olympia was fake. So I don't know if he gassed up in the last 2 weeks for the Olympia, but people were saying he could have beaten Nathan. I think you were at the Dubai Pro where Fabio Junior got second to Terence Ruffin.
Yeah. I was there.
Yeah. So Terence, I think, placed 5th in the Olympia, and then Fabio placed 14th or something. So
yeah,
what did you think about that?
Terence wasn't his best, bro. Terence again. Terence Monday for the check. You know, he went the best Terence we'd seen. He was probably 85%, and the guy was close to him. I'd say 85% of Terence, maybe 90 pushing it, but you know, I wouldn't even say it was pushing him. It was comparable, right? It wasn't like it was that good, but I think Terence flowed a lot better. The guy's always shredded anyway, this guy, but Terence had a much nicer physique. This guy has improved since that show, though, massively, you know. So, you know, guys like Terence would probably have to come in 100% now to beat him. But when you hear that shot, people saying, like, oh, the gear is fake. Bro, we all take the fucking same shit anyway. So it doesn't matter if the shit is fake, then sort out yourself. That's no one else's problem. That's yours and your coach, your supplier's fault, you know. So just do whatever you gotta do. You know, in Brazil, they probably got all the good shit anyway. You know what I mean? So just do what you got to do. But to me, it looks like his shit's working. But, you know, he needs to work a bit more on a bit more on his legs.
It was for the Olympia that apparently stuff was fake. So he fell down to 14th in that show. And you could tell he looked different. He didn't. But yeah, like you said, obviously that's something on him, I guess. But he's apparently training legs twice a week and stuff now and trying to bring them up. And that's the only real, I suppose, weakness to his physique. And maybe he just doesn't have the same sort of classic shape or classic lines as some of these other guys. But in terms of muscularity, when you look at those, there's some comparison ones and stuff that I've seen. And it's like his back is just so insanely dense and muscular. Do you guys where do you think he fits into the Olympia?
Right. He's not gonna be high because he's not classic, bro. He looks like an undersized bodybuilder. Like he looks phenomenal because he's shredded. You know, he's shredded and he has a lot of muscle. But okay, what if Stu drops down to 215? Does Stu beat Terence? I don't know if Stu does at 215. You know, because being a bodybuilder is one thing. Being huge and shredded is great. But when you go against people with the proportions that Ramon does and C-Bum does and
I wouldn't, man. I would put him. I'd put him 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, maybe. He ain't doing because, like I said, his upper half is amazing, right? But it's classic, you know, and his legs do let him down massively, and that's maybe because he has to come down so much because he is actually a bodybuilder. You can see he's an actual bodybuilder, you know. From the side, he looks amazing, but from the front, it just doesn't look. You know, it's not a top 10. It's not a top 6 Olympian from legs down, bro. It's just not.
It's like George Peterson. No matter what he did, he wasn't gonna beat Breon and Chris and Breon and Chris because he was better than them as far as size and condition, but he just didn't have the shape they did. So I don't know how tall he is, but if he's 5'7" or under, he probably should do 212. You know,
he's taller. I think he's tall, right?
Oh, I don't know. That's gonna be.
I think he's sort of 5'7", 5'8" or something. I don't know. Something like that. I think.
That.
So
he's not gonna be. Yeah. I mean, shit. Fuck it. I mean, why do we even need a weight cap? We could go to open. You know, Stu is what 5'8". Nathan is 5'8". Nick is 5'7". You could just put on more muscle and go to open. You know, you don't got to hold back if you're a bodybuilder.
If you told me this was an open guy, I wouldn't think no. You know what I mean? I would think, yeah, that's an open back. You know, maybe not top 5 Olympian, but it looks like an open back to me. It looks wild.
Yeah.
But,
well,
yeah.
Some people
by himself.
don't get heavy. You know.
What's that, Nathan?
Some people just don't want to get heavy and big. They want to just they want to be big enough, but some people just can't. Just haven't got the fucking kahunas to go open. You know, and they're thinking if they get shredded more, they'll look more classical. When, to be honest, if you're not classic, bro, you're not classic, and that's just the bottom line. Someone needs to be openly honest and tell you, you know, you're not a classic guy.
I agree.
Nathan ain't afraid to get big. Nathan's fucking 300 pounds right now.
Hey, bro, I lost 7 pounds, bro. 7 pounds. I'm coming.
Need some of that Nando's, bro.
Have you started prepping?
Yeah, bro, last week.
That's right. Yeah, I saw the photos.
He's doing New York.
What, sorry?
Oh, yeah?
He's doing New York.
No, I can get ready for New York. I can get ready, but I'm not doing it.
Somebody told me Nathan doing Detroit.
Yeah. Too much travel, not enough money. Not enough money. No, I'm just doing Italy and Dubai. That's it.
What about Spain? Isn't the Spain show like the week before?
Fuck it. No, fuck that, bro. Italy, I'm the reigning champion. Spain, I'm the reigning screw over. So fuck that. No Spain. But I like Spain, bro. The show, the show. I think Spain's one of the best shows to be put on. To be honest, bro, I love that show. I liked it. You know, I thought it was crazy. But no, I probably just do Italy, try and win that again, and obviously I would like to do. Obviously, I'm going to do Dubai. See who's in it anyway. Not really phased, but give it a whirl.
Yeah,
very nice.
Yeah, bro.
Trying to find
little
the
vacation.
results. The classic. Don't know if they're on here.
That top 3, man. To be honest, if we're talking about classic, I could have seen the third place guy. Who got second? Oh, the second place guy was good too. That third place guy, Living Hole. I think he had the best physique up there, man. I think he had the best physique up there.
I didn't watch it, so I can't even comment. Let's see.
You haven't seen Living Home?
No, I didn't watch the classic, bro. I watched the men's, and then I just fucked it off.
Yeah.
Yeah, he looks crazy, man. This guy is. It don't even look real.
Oh, this the young guy, right?
Yep.
I think so.
I think he's young. Yeah.
Yeah, he looks like young on the face, right?
Yeah. Look at this top group in the classic in Brazil. Like Brazilians they got some good classic guys, man. Like obviously you got Ramon leading the charge, and then you've got Fabio and you got Livenho, and this the guy that got second was really good as well.
So like, why doesn't this guy win this show? Can someone explain this to me?
Exactly my point, right?
I don't like the freaky proportions. He's very muscular. He's very conditioned. Like, I mean, like, that's absurd looking. That is absurd. That's like, what's his name? That guy from the 80s with the tiny little waist. You guys know what I'm talking about? Yeah, it's like Brian Buchanan kind of proportions.
Dude, Brian
big ass legs.
Brian Buchanan lives in Australia. He lived in Perth, where I lived.
Oh shit!
Which is wild. Yeah. So I'm gonna try to interview him at some point. To me, it just looks like his condition is very good, but just through like the shoulders and arms, maybe compared to Fabio, maybe it just wasn't quite as crisp. Yeah. But like you're saying, very classic.
That can't be enough. Yeah, because then why would Terrence beat Fabio then? Because Fabio was more muscular and a lot more shredded than Terrence that show. But Terrence won off Terrence went off a classic shape. This guy's shape is actually better than Terrence. Like his waist is smaller, his quads are sweepier, his taper is more pronounced. So I don't know.
That's a crazy side shot too. Maybe a little thin in the legs, but everyone in this lineup was a little thin. The guy who won, didn't have a great
Yeah.
side leg.
Yeah.
Glutes are in. Look, his glutes are in. And this is not even a fucking good shot. This is a phone, like five rows behind, and you can still see his glutes are in. I don't know, man.
Yeah, he's pretty damn good. I think he maybe just doesn't quite have the density in a few body parts, like maybe just through like the abs and stuff. But that's being picky, obviously. But all these guys are so damn good that you sort of, I guess, have to be picky. But yeah, he was very impressive, and that was his pro debut as well. So super
This
impressive.
guy took forever to turn pro too. Like he did multiple pro qualifiers where he looked like a shoe-in to like beat everybody. And it's not like he wasn't in shape back then either. He was like, he's been good
Look
for
at
a
that.
while.
Did you see his hamstrings and glutes then? Like,
Damn, kid's freaky. I see. I remember.
If you're a classic guy, don't even compete in Brazil. Come to America or something, because you probably have a better chance of winning here.
Probably so.
That looks
Yeah, it's just
photoshopped.
the guy,
I'm
bro.
sorry, that looks photoshopped and it's not.
yeah.
Yeah, because that's how he looked on stage. It's crazy.
Fucking ridiculous. I mean,
Crazy.
that's third place. Wow.
It's wild.
It's almost depressing, isn't it?
This looks like they're playing at the Olympia, and not they're playing at the damn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Also, I looked up how to pronounce his name. I was disappointed. I was really hoping it would come out how I hoped, but apparently it's just Livin.
What happened to the hoe? The hoe is silent.
He's silent. Yeah.
Where'd that go?
Oh man, okay. Yeah, it's silent. Anyway, let's move on. I can't find this dude who plays second. Maybe he's tagged here. Oh yes,
There we go.
Diego Classic. This might have.
He was
I
good.
know this guy's Brazilian.
He was good too. He was a little bit more peeled, I think, but the other guy had the best body for sure.
Yeah,
His
but
pose
this
is
is still
like
crazy.
posing.
I would have put. I'd
Yes.
put the guy who come third to first, him second, and the winner third.
Yeah,
Really?
yeah,
Yeah.
I can see that. I gotta be honest.
Yeah,
I can see that.
I see that.
For classic,
Easily.
right?
Yeah, on Classic. That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Yeah, easily, bro.
This is still so crazy though. This sort of physique. I think all three of this top three can place pretty well in the Olympia. Like probably
Them
all
over
of them
three-
top 10.
Second and third at the if these two guys place if these two guys qualify, second and third will beat number one at the Olympia easily.
Yep. For sure.
Hands down.
For sure.
Hands
Yep.
down.
I gotta agree with
And
that.
then there's actually a few other good classic winners over the weekend as well. You had what's his name? It's like Fabioni.
Oh yeah. They did the
was,
Charlotte Cup.
Oh
so we
yeah,
had-
the guy
Second one.
that did open, he did
The
open
second
and he
one.
retired.
Oh, second one. Okay, thank you. I was zoned.
He's good too.
He's one of
Well,
these
this
guys
guy-
that changes his name
He's
all the time as
open,
well.
right?
Yeah, he did
Yeah.
open. Puerto Rico Pro, I think it was.
Yeah.
Year or
He
two
did
ago.
open, then he retired and became an actor, and then came back as a classic guy.
I guess that didn't
Dude.
work out.
Well, that's are you a jam there, Baidi?
I'm not really feeling the pose, but hey, do you, man? Do you, bro?
Is that his winnings?
What the fuck?
Where
They
did he
hand you
compete?
cash? What the fuck?
Yeah,
What
give me
third-
cash any day.
What
me the
third
cash,
world
baby.
country is this?
Hey, bro, cash is king, bro.
I
No
know
tax.
they do that over in Europe. They just
Yeah. I mean, if I'm gonna fly back home, I don't know if I would be flying the cash like that, man.
Yeah,
You
that's the
gotta
sketchy
report that
thing. If
shit.
you're going across the border as an American, like you got a suitcase full of like what, 10 grand or something? Why do you have
gotta be-
that? Why do you have $10,000 on you?
Bro, you give 10 to your mum and 10 to yourself.
Yeah, shit. I mean, if this was me like 10 years ago, if I saw this, I'm not gonna let him leave that venue with that money. I'm about to hit a lick. You can't be showing off your money around everybody, bro.
Where was the show that he competed in? It was in Charlotte. It was in Charlotte. It
Yeah,
was in the
Charlotte,
US.
North Carolina.
Yeah, okay. He says, I hope athletes understand this. You guys don't force you to compete. You do it because you want to. Be grateful instead of crying like 5-year-olds asking for breast milk.
Oh,
Okay.
that's
I like
poetic. What the
He's got
fuck?
2 Rex. He's loving it.
But this is like the bodybuilding version of Floyd Mayweather.
Dude, yeah, you're
Bro.
flexing like classic physique prize money. That's funny.
That's wild. Yeah, that's wild.
No offense,
Yeah.
like
Well,
that's pretty funny.
If I go to Dubai and I win that show, give me a cash, bro. Give me a cash.
Yeah.
100K, yeah. You can have a
Nathan's
suitcase.
going
Just
straight to the strip club in Dubai, which doesn't exist.
I mean, it actually does, but nobody's gonna talk about it.
Someone's gonna tell Nathan about the secret strip club in Dubai.
There's many, bro. There's many.
Bro,
how do you think?
but
How do you think this guy would have placed in the Brazilian classic lineup?
He's
that was
soft.
exactly what I was gonna say. You see what I mean by competing in America if you do classic? Because if this was if any of that top 5 did this show, they would all beat him. With all due respect.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not in
Top
shape.
5? Yeah. But the funny thing is, you look at him alone and you go, "Yeah, he's in shape. He's in great shape." But then you've just looked at living.
No, you don't. No,
if
you
you
don't.
know what you're
Is he good
looking
shape?
at.
No.
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 nah,
If you know
nah,
what
he's
you're
not-
looking at, that is
He's not in shape.
that's
yeah.
like 5 weeks.
He's
out.
not. He's not. Oh, 5 weeks is a little.
I'm harder than this right now, and I'm
I
5
know,
weeks
but
out.
you're already early. You're already early.
Xavier, look at his glutes and hams, bro. Look at his glutes and hams.
I know.
When he
I
turns
know.
around.
It's not what these other guys are. But you put this conditioning on, just say the average, like, open guy. We wouldn't be like pointing out and be like, "Oh, he's in bad condition." Like,
Oh, yes,
Yeah.
we would. Yeah,
Yeah,
we
you
would,
would.
Xavier.
You
Look at
softy,
his
that
glutes, bro.
man.
Look at his glutes. Look at
Call
his
it
glutes.
how
Look
you
at his
see
hammies.
it. That is not good.
that is me. But the back's not. Yeah, it's not. It's not like the other guys in Brazil.
Yeah, no.
But-
dude.
Xavier,
That's still
Xavier.
good. It's not
Do
bad
people-
condition. I don't think it's
Do people
bad.
show up looking like that? Yeah. Should they though? They're like, no.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I think conditioning
be.
overall. Yeah, I know what you're saying. Yeah,
I got.
Maybe he was like
Yeah.
natural during this prep or something crazy like that. I don't know.
I just
Or
posted, yo.
his gear was fake. 2 weeks out, gear was fake.
Not to be rude, but last night I posted one of my physique athletes off season, and he was leaner than that. Literally, I'm not even joking.
I know the picture you're talking about. You're absolutely right. Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? Yeah.
Yeah.
His hamstring and glutes were literally way harder than that. And this is a physique guy who just turned pro like a year ago, and it is in his off season. So that's that's not cutting it. Sorry.
So
Yeah, the
everyone,
Colours-
what he's saying there, if you want a diet plan, hit him up. Get in the DMs, bro.
The classic physique shows here in the States are like there's a shitload of them because I think they're pretty easy to put on, get a sanction done from the IFBB
Yeah.
and like attach it to an amateur show. So there's a ton of them, which is why you have so many qualified athletes, and it's like they're not that good oftentimes. I mean, they just need somewhere for all of these classic physique pros because everyone turns pro in that division to compete. So, they have a lot of people in them, but they're not particularly impressive.
But then wouldn't you think, right? The IFBB said, look, okay, you can do all these shows, but we're only going to sanction 15 shows. So we sanction them all, but only 15 of these ones can qualify for the Olympia. Just 15.
I thought about that too, but the only thing is that people will not do the other shows. And if you're a promoter of one of these other non-15 shows, I've literally had that same idea, Nathan.
good
I've
point.
tried to think of like, how could it work? I'm like, could you have to win 2 of the other shows or get like a first
Yeah,
and a
that's
second?
saying.
I'm like,
So went through the shit shows and won good show because you get to the Olympia, bro, and there's like 40 man, and 30 of them shouldn't even be on there anyway. And it's just you're sitting there, you're going to sleep, you're setting your alarm, waiting for the big guys to come bored. You know what I mean? You're like, ugh.
Yeah, for the
the
sake
point?
of the open guys, like you need to like trim it down a bit because everyone's sitting around
so.
holding their dicks waiting for the open guys to come around.
yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't be. Hey, Stu, you know my boy Damien, right? Damien Patrick?
Yeah, Damien Patrick. Yeah.
I think he got 6th at the Arnold, but at the Olympia, he didn't place, right? If Damien could do almost every show in the US and he would win. Just think about that. So you could be like a second, third call out guy, and you could do every show. I mean, he had the crazy physique, don't get me wrong, and he could probably win almost every US show he did. That's that's not good. That's not good. You know, it's not good at all.
It's the same case in men's physique too. It's just they're easier to put on. There's more athletes locally. You know, I think there's multiple classic physique pros in Washington where I live. I am the only open pro here. Like, but there's like,
bro,
there's
is this right? Is this right? 1,447 pro cards were given.
Now, this was apparently someone went to the efforts. I think it was by bodybuilding.uk on Instagram, went to the efforts of going, I believe, and adding it up and adding up where the pro cards were won.
That's an extra 400,000 a year.
Yeah, good point. I didn't think about that.
Oh, $400,000.
That explains why.
That's $397,000 roughly extra money. If that's the big boys, baby.
In the US. Damn. 835. Is this
in
men's divisions or men's
US and Canada? That's US and Canada. So there was 752 here, it says in the US.
They gave out like 10 in Canada. It's fucking hard to turn pro up there. That doesn't really count.
Yeah. So it also includes women's South America, I think, too. The 835.
Well, Mexico is not South America.
All I'm saying, listen, if that's 1447, if that's 1447 every year, that's a guaranteed 400,000 extra in your bank every year, man. Fuck that shit.
Man,
fuck.
Holy. How do we have 1447 pros, but you got 4 guys doing Detroit?
New pros a year.
Well, they're handing out the pro cards like a lot more in the classic and men's physique. This counts all that shit. This isn't just
yeah. Because if you do the junior USA's, junior nationals, the open guys don't get no pro cards.
You get the fucking universe. Like the universe sucks. Okay, the tier of that show is trash, and they hand out pro cards there. It doesn't mean shit in the other divisions. In men's bodybuilding here, it still means something, but
yeah. So there's a lot of pro cards given out. Like there's like, but like Africa, 18. It's like the genetic gods are coming from Africa.
That's where all the best guys are. You keep it that way. I don't want to compete against those guys.
Yo, one thing you can't get gear, bro. Like I don't know about the whole Africa, the whole continent, but I know like in West Africa where like the genetics are coming from, you can't get gear, bro. Like there's no connections. I've been like, cause some of I got a couple clients there, and they're like, it's not here. There's nobody making gear. I'm like, huh, that could be a good business plan if I open shop in Nigeria.
We move to Nigeria. Let's do it.
We gotta set it up. You know.
It shows this is pretty cool too. Like whoever took the time to do this, obviously we don't know if it's actually statistically sound, but says in 2021 there was only 63 given out in Asia. Now there's 193 in 2023. So Asia's coming.
Holy shit!
I love this statistical shit, and it even gives you a breakdown of which countries in Europe gave away the most pro cards. For most was Italy, then Spain, Portugal, UK. Oh, there's some here a bit higher. Romania's up there. But yeah, interesting. So shout out to bodybuilding.uk on IG. But do you guys think that this is like a major problem? Because I mean, in Australia and New Zealand and whatnot, 23, Africa 18, Asia 193 probably seems fair. But then the US and Canada and Mexico is, 835.
You got to look at it. You got to look at it 2 ways, right? One as an athlete, it's oversaturated. But as a business, baby, bring that butter in. Bring it in.
That's the
That's
thing.
right?
The incentives are set up where like the people making money who make the rules too, they're not going to chase anything. It's like, why would you? And honestly, I don't know if it really does anything to us, as like bodybuilders. Sure, like having more guys at the Olympia or something that drags out the show. But like, I mean, if you're a shit pro, I still don't care if you're a pro. Like you're just a shit pro. Like you may as well be an amateur, but you can call yourself a pro. But like, if you know, right? Like anyone who knows the sport is gonna look at you and be like, Oh, okay. You wanted it
I
at
agree.
the junior nationals at the universe? Oh, okay. Cool, dude.
Well, because
You're
the
second
cream
in
is gonna
Classic
rise.
B, you're second in Classic B at Junior Nationals. It's
And you
like,
got
Yeah, I mean,
the cream is gonna rise regardless. So whether there's
exactly.
a lot of good amateurs like there was in the 90s, a bunch of good amateurs, or a bunch of shitty pros. I mean,
Yeah.
the ones winning the shows and the ones people follow and care about are gonna be the same people. If you have IFBB Pro in your handle, it doesn't really make people care any more or less, right? You
You know,
just
it
okay,
does
cool.
help you, if you're
Business.
some yeah, business, like it can help you like build a clientele potentially. So like there's nothing really wrong with that unless you're a dumbass and you're hurting people, but so you can't really be mad about that. Um yeah, it's a business, man. When you look at it like that, it makes perfect sense.
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, for
Mhm.
sure.
I guess, but if people stayed amateurs, they would still spend money, but you don't know how consistently it would be because they don't have to compete. Whereas if you're a pro, now if you don't pay for it, you go back to an amateur, right? So you have to continue to
Is that
pay to
actually
stay a pro.
true?
Yeah,
No,
that's
no,
true.
no, no, no. You only have to pay for your pro card when you want to compete.
Yeah,
So
that's how it was before, but they changed it this year. They released a statement. It was on I think it was on
I,
IFBB Pro League page, right?
I
Somebody I
wonder
thought
if
people
that's
sharing it.
actually the reason why. 'Cause, like, think about it. Like, you have a ton of people competing in the NPC, and then you take all the, most active competitors off the top of your talent ranks, and then they're not competing because they get whipped in the pro shows, right? So then, like, how do we get these people to keep spending money on pro cards every year?
yeah,
Oh, we'll
yeah,
we'll revoke it, you know?
yeah.
So I mean, if you're an amateur, you're spending money just getting your NPC card and going to the
Well,
shows.
I
You
might
have to.
next year. I might take a year off. I might take a year off. Win my pro card. I'm back. Do my first pro show. Win that. Go Olympia. Like, yeah, first time being a pro. Going and doing, kicking all these pros.
Yeah,
Give it all shit. Give it all shit.
That would be
Imagine if
that
so
you
might
did
funny,
have to
be
go
dude.
back and win your pro card. Like that would be, yeah.
Yeah, you show up
that
at
would
like
be
nationals and you just demolish everybody, right? Like that would be really funny.
that would be kind of cool. That'd be kind of cool. Road to Pro, Nathan de Asha Road to Pro video.
Yeah.
Mm. Like and Stu or Nathan doing it now, I think it would be fun to see though. I would
Dude,
like
I
to see
might
it.
take a year off to see it. Like, I'll go win the USA twice. Nobody's ever done that before. Be the
Two-time
first.
overall
Good point.
USA winner.
Yeah,
Two-time overall.
get myself
I
a
think
second belt.
in the East Coast, I think Jose Raymond did it with the Nationals, right? Didn't he win? He won it like 10 times, right? It's like
Yeah,
he
well,
kept
you have
turning it
Yeah.
to.
down.
He was like turning it down though.
He
So like
was, he
he was
was.
competing as a pro. Fuck, man, that would be hilarious if you could actually pull that off.
Mm.
See?
You get a stern phone call from some manion like, "Hey, man, you can't be
I have
doing
to
this."
say, listen, bro, I couldn't afford the 275 at the time. Now times have changed. I'm okay. So boom, give me that, give me that card, and I'm there, baby. I'm there, coming to kick all the asses. And then like I'll beat someone who's like a top 5 Olympian, be like, these Olympia boys are weak, weak. Come from the amateur ranks, kicking ass, getting top 5 and shit. But
You
it's not,
can't. You should.
it's not,
Yeah,
what you
you
say?
shouldn't be able to get in trouble. I think you shouldn't be able to get in trouble because you just you following the rules. That's
Hey,
the
man,
rules.
Yeah.
uh,
Because if you're taking a year off, you're taking a year off, right? You should. I don't think. I'm gonna read it tonight because it's new. It's a bit bizarre. If it is like because some of the top guys, like I was injured the year before, so should I go back to amateur because I was injured?
You got to pay
yeah,
as long as you pay the fee though.
yeah.
But why
Maybe
would the
there's
pay
a
if not
like
competing?
an extra
Why would
double if you
no?
take a year off and you come back.
But why would the pay if I'm injured, right? If I'm injured and I can't compete, you pay your pro card to compete. But if I'm injured, I tore both biceps. So why am I? I know I'm not going to compete. So why am I going to pay?
Well, maybe
I
I'm not
mean,
maybe
doing.
like they would make you pay for 2 pro cards for like the year that you skipped when you try to re-register. I don't,
But why though? Because I didn't
why?
compete.
Because they
So
can. They can. Like,
I'm
I mean,
not.
the most important rule to follow here is to not make anybody look foolish, right? And by doing this, you would make them look foolish. So, I mean, just know your place, right?
Well, it's like in any sport, man. It's like in AFL, all these players got caught because they had a team trainer or whatever that was giving them all peptides. And this was years ago when peptides were legal in Australia. You could buy them online completely fine, all good, years and years ago. And all these players got busted for doing it. They looked into it, and it was the biggest scandal in sports in like Australian history. They were going into it, I was calling it the peptide scandal, the doping scandal, all this sort of stuff, right? And it was going on for ages. And mind you as well, the team that got caught busted doing it, they were playing better than normal too. So I don't know, maybe it helped, I guess, in the recovery. But yeah, they got caught with, I think, like, GHRPs in them and all that sort of stuff, and got caught the pub doctor giving that and stuff. And where the fuck was I going with this story?
No clue.
We don't even know, bro.
What were we talking about right before that?
AFL.
Know your place. Know your place. You got to know your place. Making someone look foolish. Know your place.
Oh yeah. So they banned these players, right? So a lot of them got like a year ban. Couldn't play at all. Couldn't make money from it, and it wasn't banned. Like these things weren't banned by ASADA or anything, but they said because you brought the game into disrepute, like you made it look like shit, you're banned for a year. I'm like, how can they do that? But it would be like the IFBB saying, like, come on, don't do that. Like, it's not. It wouldn't be that bad for me IFBB saying something about it, like privately, and being like, dude, don't make us look like idiots. Like,
maybe we should change the subject.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
Crazy.
Detroit Pro.
Yeah.
So we started an hour ago.
Top two there.
Now, everyone's sitting there like, oh shit, are we cutting that part out?
I didn't think it was bad because I'm justifying if the IFBB would be like,
just to be clear, none of us would ever do that. This is all a joke.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, hey,
banter.
A little banter.
If you leave it in,
banter is.
Yeah. There's Ron Gordon.
So
yeah.
So after that part's edited, where are we going now?
Ron Gordon. Yes, Detroit Pro. Ron Gordon's competing there. I'm always super impressed by Ron Gordon. Like, I don't know exactly how tall he is, but for a tall guy to look that impressive on their own, and he doesn't sound like he's got small legs either. So I feel like he's a guy that he's being prepped by Abdullah, being trained under Chris Psycho Lewis. Like that's very impressive to me. He looks like a sort of a cross between like a Tony Freeman and I don't know, someone else. But Baidi, what do you think about Ron?
Me and the boys were actually, Paul had brought him up the other day on Instagram. We actually talked about him a bit, and he has all the tools, but the thing is that he is tall, so he's probably like 6'2", maybe even 6'3". Honestly, he's pretty tall. So by himself, he looks impressive. He's gonna look impressive stature-wise against everybody else, but I don't know if he's gonna be filled in enough. If I'm being honest, he's competed before. I'm sure he put on size, but for you to fill your frame out at 6'2", bro, Andrew competes at like 285, and he still hasn't filled his frame out. So, you kind of see where I'm getting at. So everything is there. He just has to have enough tissue and be in condition. That's going to be the tough part to fill his frame out. So the potential is there. Hopefully he put on enough muscle that he can be competitive,
My major issue with Ron is that he doesn't have his name anywhere on his Instagram, so he's impossible to find when you look him up when you're trying to find physique updates. So you just got to remember RPG to actually find him anywhere on social media. Yeah. But Nathan, what do you think of Ron? Do you like his physique?
He's all right, bro. From what I've seen of him, I've never seen his back shots though. I seen this one come up on my timeline, and I know he's working with Abdullah, but I've never actually seen him on stage. Well, not that I can remember. Oh yeah,
he's
more on the leg though,
a couple years ago.
This is 5 weeks ago. Faster check-ins.
If you go and look at the stage shots from Tampa a couple of years ago, I think it was 21. That'll kind of tell you everything you need to know.
But I think he's a bit underrated though, considering he doesn't get talked about a lot, but he hasn't put himself out there tons and tons as well. But yeah, I think he'll look pretty damn impressive.
He don't compete much. It's been a couple of years at least.
Yeah. But yeah, he's a beast. But also Justin Rodriguez, I want to mention him quickly as well. Because he's working. Who's he working with now? Is it
Jacoby.
Some new guy.
Kobe? Yeah,
Yeah.
Jacoby,
I
yeah.
thought so. And man, I want to give a shout out to him as well because he did a great job with Tonio, but Tonio's waist was like dramatically smaller. And I was wondering, because what I've seen from Justin, it looks like his waist is a bit tighter as well since doing that Arnold. I don't know if he can fully, bring it in as tight as it used to be, but what do you guys think of Justin? Does he have a chance to beat either one of Martin or Good Vito?
No.
No.
Okay. Stu?
No.
Gee, that was freaking brutal. Did someone give some context or something, or give him something?
No, bro, it's just
I don't
his
know.
physique looks a bit dry sometimes, like a little bit tired and drained and run down, and I think, and like even his clavicles and stuff just all look dead tight and just dead like compact, you know what I mean? Like his most muscular, when he's doing it, he's bringing them in together rather than flaring his delts out, he's quashing them all in. I just think he needs more tissue, and because he competes so often, he's not at the time just to fucking sit back, relax, because you can gain 10 pounds, okay, in 6 weeks, but then when you're dying again, that 10 pounds just water and just shit. You need to do the small increments. Go for like a pound a week or half a pound a week, and then go to like a maintenance phase and keep that extra 7 pounds on for like 4 months, and then you'll hold the muscle. But going into prep after prep after prep, you're not holding the muscle, because we all know he can get big. We've seen him get big. He's just got to get big and hold that muscle, because every time he comes down, he's coming back down to the normal size Justin. I ain't seen no massive size increase for a long time.
I think Nate, what Nathan said, yeah. Basically, it's kind of Nathan saying he needs a game plan, right? Like he needs to set up some kind of game plan, because when he was with AJ Sims, they weren't just jumping in every show left and right without any preparation. They had a game plan off season and health phase and picking shows wisely and peaking him, to perfection. Well, I don't know perfection, but AJ bought his best looks ever because AJ had a game plan with him. It seems like ever since he left AJ, it's been all over the place. He had a new coach every weekend, right? And it's like nobody can get a hold of him and actually put him through the phases it takes to make sure you're recovered, make sure you're putting on size. Like Nathan said, make sure you're holding the size and coming down. So you keep changing coaches every weekend, and his body looks like it. It's all over the place. We haven't seen that look again. I think he's capable of that look, because this is only a couple years. It's only been a couple years ago. But if you keep moving from coach to coach and with no game plan, it seems like he's just choosing shows at random and just jumping in. I don't think we're gonna see the best Justin again if that keeps happening.
Yeah, I'm not sure of a midsection as well, because when he first came out at the Arnold, I was like, whoa, Justin's big. Like he was like popping in terms of like had that fullness. But then when he did his front relax and his front lat spreads and stuff like that, the midsection was just washed out. It was like he didn't have those same abs there that he used to have. But he's pulling it in here on this. And this was from the Arnold, obviously. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm a little bit more skeptical about the physique updates, just if it's real, if that midsection is pulled in a bit more at this show. But obviously what Jacoby did for Tonio, if he can work a little bit of that magic somehow, I don't know what he's going to do in terms of the waist, maybe just improving gut health, I don't know. But if he can do that with Justin, I think Justin will do a lot better, because I think still like his shots it's not like the rest of his physique was bad at the Arnold. He actually sort of surprised me based on his physique updates leading up. So I think that I'd probably have him like a solid third, I'd say, after that sort of top two. But let's get on to that top two, because we've obviously got Good Vito. We've shown Good Vito earlier, but we've got obviously Martin as well. We sort of mentioned him a little bit earlier. Who do you guys have? Martin. Who do you guys have in this one? We'll sort of do our predictions as we go through it. Stu, who do you have? Do you have Martin, Good Vito? It's obviously one of those two.
That's tough. I'm gonna pick Martin, just because he's a proven quantity. I mean, Vito looked a lot better than I think we all thought he would at the Arnold Brazil, but fuck, I don't know. It's gonna be really difficult.
Yeah, I think Martin will have too much from a back. I just think we forget how good his back shots were 2 years ago, and I think they're going to be so much better now. And then the shots where he maybe wasn't as impressive, like the front double, just in terms of conditioning, I think that's going to be just like the Derek Lunsford effect. Like more years, it's going to look more crisp. It might not be like the most shredded shot for him or anything, but he's got the crazy proportions like a Derek Lunsford as well, with the legs and the small waist and how he balloons out. So yeah, I'm going to pick Martin for it.
What does Vito have over Martin? I would say his X frame is better. He has a better waist and better quads. But Martin literally has no weaknesses. Martin is shredded as fuck. He's even bigger now, but even the last time he competed, he was full and he was filled out. He was more filled out than Andrew, you know? So if you have no weaknesses, you're bigger than Vito and you're going to be just as shredded as Vito, I'm going to have to pick Martin because he doesn't have a weakness. I can't look at him and say, oh, he needs to bring his legs up, his arms up. Everything's there. He's shredded. He's full. He's round. He's going to be bigger. I got to pick Martin. More balanced, too. More balanced than Vito.
What do you think, Nathan? Who do you have winning this one?
I think Martin, from what I've seen, should win it, but I've got a feeling Vito will get the nod. Don't know why. I've got a feeling he'll get the nod, bro. Martin should easily deal with him from what I've seen today, you know, but it's not everything goes the way you want sometimes. That's the only thing. If it's just down pose to pose and you judge from what you see, then Martin should do him. But I don't know, bro. Like, Vito's got a big, massive fucking hype to him, right? Martin's just a fucking gym head. Like, he doesn't post much. He just gets down to work, does the necessary. You know what I mean? Keeps himself to himself. I think that's Martin's only downfall. You know, if he was a more homegrown name, I wouldn't even be contemplating that and thinking that. For me, Martin's got no weaknesses. He should do him, but because of who Vito is and the fucking crazy following he's got, then what I'm saying, I don't know. I'll go Martin, but I've got a feeling Vito's going to get it.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Martin. I think that Martin is going to be improved enough, and he's training out there with Brett Wilkin as well. And I think that makes an impact too to his prep because they're pushing each other. And I messaged Brett as well about one of the updates that he put up, and Brett was like, you know, Brett sounds reasonably confident from this is maybe 3 weeks ago or something, but he sounded reasonably confident in Martin. So that was in sort of a private conversation. So yeah, I'm feeling Martin, but honestly, good Vito is he's good. He is good Vito. So,
couldn't help
anyway,
it, could you?
No, couldn't. I'm a father, so
you're a dad, bro.
You should see behind the scenes, man. Like it's dad jokes, like, you know, one every hour or something. There's something coming out, but and they're not good. They're not good. But who do we have in third place? So who's everyone picking third, Stu?
Oh, boy.
Justin.
It's only 4 guys, man. Like,
yeah, like either Justin or Ron. I'm the perpetual fence sitter. I can't pick any show, but like I got 1 and 2 between 2 guys and 3 and 4 between 2 guys. So there you go.
It's not.
Okay.
It's not.
I want to push
it's
prepping.
You don't got many guys to choose from, Stu.
I know, and I still can't.
we got Martin, we got Vito, we got fucking Michael Michelson.
we got the 2 namers.
Oh my god.
We got Will Williams and Michael Michelson.
Dude, I knew a Will Williams, a girl I dated, her brother's name was Will Williams. Legit. Well, no, it was Williams.
Oh wow.
He went by Will Williams.
We could just call him William Squared.
Yeah, that's simple as that.
Squared.
In third place, I gotta put fucking what did you say? Harry Harrison was his name?
Harry Harrison.
No, that's a real guy, right? Wasn't it?
From the UK.
Harry Harris, boom.
Nathan, do you know Harry Harris?
You know him. You know Harry Harris. Nathan.
Who's that? Oh, from England, Harry?
Yeah.
Oh, he really knows him.
Yeah. Is he doing it again?
Yeah, Harry Harris.
Yeah,
Oh.
Gabrielson.
Yeah, Gabrielson.
There we go.
Fucking
Yeah,
hell.
we good to go.
Love it.
Yeah.
All right, so
Fucking
Baidi, who did you pick in third?
Oh, I got to go with Harry Harris. Nah, I'm gonna go Justin.
Yeah, Ron Gordon fourth.
Yeah, I mean, depending on his improvements. Nah, I don't think he's gonna be Justin. Justin is still dense, but the midsection, I'm gonna have to go Justin still.
Yeah, I'll go exact same as you, man.
Yeah.
Nathan, you the same?
Justin third.
I mean,
Justin
at
third.
this point, I really wish Stu would have jumped in there, but it's okay.
Yeah, it would have made it fun. I mean, it's fun anyway. It's a good top two, but it'd be fun to have Stu in there as well.
Stu would have got beat up backstage by the Expeditors.
Yeah.
Or by Justin.
Or they hit on him.
Justin got in a fight with Griffin last year backstage.
Oh yeah.
That's
I heard
true.
about that.
But obviously,
Griffin?
you brought it up. Oh, sorry, you go.
I think Griffin looks like he can handle himself. I don't know.
I wouldn't that
like,
guy, man. He looks very scary. He's a nice guy, but like he's a scary looking dude.
guy.
Hey, Charles?
Yeah, Charles Griffin.
That's cool.
His voice sounds like he wants to fight, but that's just his voice. He can't help it.
Yeah, big, bro. His brother's bigger though, right? His brother's the NFL player.
Yeah. Well, Charles, he looks short on stage, but he's actually not short, right? He's like almost 5'10".
Oh,
more than
height.
me.
Yeah,
a little taller.
Yeah.
Get this. So there's three questions here on YouTube, but I got more from the last one I put up. I'll read all three out. Question number one: where did Fuad touch these people? Why is no one doing the show? That's question one. Question two: would any of the guys on the cast do the Detroit Pro if Fuad was not the promoter? Question number three: why nobody doing Detroit? It's a shame. Higher prize money promoter worried about the stage and providing the best, and nobody joins. Literally all three questions related to that.
Oh my
God. We talked about it already earlier. So Nathan, if you want to, I don't know if Nathan wants to put something in.
It is unfortunate though that the prize money is good and I think the production is going to be really good, but it is what it is. Sometimes like that.
If people are in shape, bro, I'd have jumped in because you ain't getting much more than 25 grand nowhere. You ain't getting much more than 25 grand. Let's be honest. If people can say what they want about forward, but obviously, bro, the motherfucker ain't tight right now. But he's putting his hand in his pocket. So people should do. I'd be biting if it was in shape and I was there. I'd bite it off because what's everyone else gonna give you 15 G's? I compete for money, and that's it.
Yeah.
I look at shows who have the biggest money, and that's it, bro. And like these guys. A lot of guys say, want more money. Forward's done that and no one's going to it. And, there's two good guys in it, but end of the day, those two good guys could come in off or fuck up prep, off-season, and fuck up peak week or something. So you never know, but mad, crazy.
That Fabian guy should move back up to open so he can flaunt that 25 grand when he wins it. Show off that 25 grand.
That's funny. All right, let me just look up the next question. Is there anything else we need to discuss on Detroit? There's a live stream for it as well. Obviously, Nathan will be getting it whichever illegal way he can.
Is it free?
No, it's not free.
I ain't paying.
We know. We know you're not.
If it ain't on my Fire Stick, I ain't getting that shit.
Xavier, did you talk about the Michael Daboul thing?
Yes, that's what I was going to discuss. Obviously we saw what went down with Michael Daboul. So for people who don't know that have been living under a rock that follow bodybuilding somehow, Michael Daboul has put it out there that he was assaulted by 4 guys, apparently security guards, or security at that contest or at that venue. He put out a bunch of discouraging things towards the show. He was made to obviously pay to go to the show. Apparently that had falling outs in between. And this is all allegedly as well, by the way, because I don't get my ass sued. But yeah, and he was bashed. He had broken ribs by the sounds, beaten up eye, all that sort of stuff. And he Michael Daboul said, he's like, basically from what he put on his story earlier, that's sort of what happened, obviously summarizing it quick, but yeah.
Nathan is from UK, so I kind of wanted to, because I feel like I've heard things about Two Bros, which is, they're no longer Two Bros, they're One Bro now, right? It's called One Bro.
Two Bros events, but now he calls himself One Bro, I think. Ian.
Nathan, do you have any experience with the One Bro or Two Bros?
Yeah, I've had few interactions with Ian. Some good, some average. He's not actually being a whack to my face, to be totally honest. But I've seen a few messages he's put to people on text messages about me, and stuff. But I'm not a bitch. So if people ain't managed to say it to my face, then you're a pussy, right? So I ain't gonna go looking for stuff. You want to say something to me, say it. Be a man about it. But he's never said nothing to me personally. But I think the shows in general, for me, they're too far to attend. I wouldn't attend anyway. They're too far to attend, and they're too expensive.
Yeah, something tells me they would never try to jump Nathan.
Bro, listen, you tell me, bro, smash the Nathan.
Exactly.
That's the bottom line. Plus, I don't attend these bodybuilding shows because they're boring and I'd fall asleep. But if I go with a couple of my friends anyway, but you tried that with me, bro, I would be smashing everyone and I'd be doing it on the stage and make a show of you. And then I wouldn't even be like writing about it. I'd be on FaceTime, doing live, taking video of people getting, and I'd be tagging the IFBB, tagging the Two Bros, and say, listen, bro, no, I wasn't born with no soul speed in my mouth. You come for it, you get it. That's the bottom line, But if it was Michael, I wouldn't be getting my lawyer involved. No way.
I would, bro. That's fucking dumb. You should absolutely get your lawyer involved. Whatever happened, I mean, regardless of who started it.
This is England, bro. You can't civil sue nobody over here. Yeah.
What?
The way that's going to happen. No, so the way it's going to happen to the guy, right?
You don't have a civil court system in England, are you sure?
We have one, but no one's going to sue you for it, bro. You ain't going to get sued. It's not like the US where you can just sue someone. Don't be crazy.
Really?
It's
right?
Different.
So like,
it's different. Yeah,
it's different, bro.
Oh my gosh.
So
well,
listen,
I mean, they've
so listen. So in the US, right? You can civilly sue them, right, and like get some money off them and whatnot. In the UK, the most that's going to happen, and this is why I'd let my fist do the talking. The most that's going to happen is the guy may get, two of the guys may get, a community order, do like 100 hours community service, if that, at maximum. That's what's going to happen, bro. You ain't getting no jail or no. Or so that's
same thing here.
So
if that happened, if that happened,
no, that is not the same thing here. I mean, if this happened in the United States, whatever transpired here, even if Michael started it, what they did, it has basically made him unable to do his job, which is be a professional bodybuilder. He's injured and he can't.
It don't matter. Yo, even if that happened in LA, they wouldn't get in any trouble. I mean, it depends
a
who
third
it
world
is.
Country. I mean,
it depends who it is. These are random henchmen apparently. So if they can't actually prove
that's false. So
they're affiliated with the.
They have to be. Team. So it's a public place, right? So it has to be an organization called the SIA, right? These guys always have like badges. You have to get like a CRB check, which is a Criminal Records Bureau check. If you're a violent or you're a paedophile or whatnot, it shows on there, shows all your offenses, right? What they've done now, I think what's going to happen, I think the two who's left, have been working for their Two Bros as security guards, as personal So they're the henchmen, right? And the two guys who have been arrested, who they're saying are SIA registered. So what's going to happen to these guys is they'll lose their SIA badge for several months while it goes under investigation, maximum 2 months. They'll put an appeal in, get the SIA badge back because they can no longer work. They can no longer provide any payment for family and mortgages. Get that back, get back to work, go to court. Michael will do his thing. It'll take 18 months to a year to do it. Michael then will plead his case. He can go for criminal injuries, looking like £1,500. That's about it, which is like $2,000. Yeah, bro, it's nothing.
Surely they'll get something more than that, surely.
No. Why, bro? You've only got broken ribs. We ain't got nothing. We ain't got no busted eye. Bro, you get £1,500. The guys will then get a order to pay the £1,500 back. They'll say we can't afford it. Then they'll pay it off monthly by the job. They'll get 100 hours community service maximum, and that'll be done in a week. So 2 weeks, whatever you want to do it, and that's the only thing that's going to happen. Yeah. So this is why you let them, bro, do the talking, because if it would have been me, I wouldn't put nothing on there. But they went back, found the guys, fucked them up. If he believes it was Ian, smashed Ian's face in and made a point about it. Because at the end of the day, like what Michael's done, I can see from his standpoint, he's got an issue with two bros or one bro. Yeah, he felt they've done it. Michael's stance is, I think, two bros should lose their NPC license. That's what he's going after. Rightly so, they should. If they've jumped, then they should, right? I can't see that happening because they pay a lot of money. They have a lot of events on it. The events aren't the busiest, but each event pays a sanction fee, which is money. End of the day, it's not really. It's the NPC have got a right because it's their federation, but they wasn't there. All they're going to say is the way of the police. Now, if the police say it's the SIA's fault, these two guys, the SIA then they're ordered from the building. Okay, so the company who hires the building house hires the SIA people. So Ian can just say, well, we hired the building off this person. It come with them. It's not our fault to beat them up. Yeah. So they've done nothing wrong. That's how it's gonna go, bro. It's like, wow. I get where it's doing from. I've been in a situation before. I've done community service. I fucking beat people up and stuff. That's all you get. That's why people give him a beating, because think about it. If Ian didn't like him, he's like, look, go and give him a smack or something. You're gonna get 100 hours community service. Like, what the fuck? I ain't bothered. 100 hours, nothing. Maybe get a little drink or something. It's one of them things, isn't it? But that's all that's gonna happen.
That's crazy.
I gotta take
wow.
I gotta take Nathan's side with this one. I do see where Stu is coming from and Michael come from, suing or whatever the case is, but we all come from different walks of life. At the end of the day, me personally, no grown man is gonna put hands on me, and I'm not gonna retaliate. I'm not saying that's smart or right or wrong, but there's nobody who's gonna put hands on me, and I'm not gonna do the same thing. It's gonna happen. So
it's fine to act in self-defense, but I mean, 4-on-1, you're probably not going to win. And I think in the States, it sounds like it's a different system.
These SIA boys, right? These SIA boys, right? They're not from the streets, bro. These SIA boys, they're all got clean records. They're all young 20-year-old, 25-year-olds. They're all just young boys, bro. They're not like these street fighters, these brawlers. They're not. That's why, a lot of the clubs in England, they have SA. You have SA certified, right? That's why boys are going to clubs with guns and knives and shit, because these are kids, SA, who have got a clean record, who want to work security and be bouncing around and be like, yeah, I work on the doors, I do this, I do that. The pussies, bro. The pussies. That's all they are. You can go to any bar in England, right? You have to wear a certain caliber of clothing, and I could go on a tracksuit and say, what? What are you going to do? And they go, oh, sorry, mate, just let you walk in. It's different, and I can't see these henchmen being bigger than Michael. I can't see that, and I can't see them be able to fight.
Stu said that you can't win a 4-on-1. I think Nathan will agree with me. Yes, you can. You're not going to fight fair. There's you can.
But that's hard, man. All you need is one guy to grab you, and then once you.
They won't.
They broke his ribs.
If you pull out a, they're not you got to have a certain amount of balls to charge at somebody with a knife. This is it doesn't work this way. You know what I'm saying? You got to be a certain type of man to fight. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, I'm going to defend myself, and even if it's not then and there, I'm going to come back.
Yeah, of course.
You could regroup. So that's not going to fly. So if you retaliate, then you're not going to get the cops involved. You're not going to post on Instagram. So if you know yourself,
is Michael a father?
I don't know.
Yeah,
because when you think about it, like I'm thinking if I was in my situation, if I was in Michael's situation, and I had like kids and all that sort of stuff, you can say, okay, it's all well and good to be like, yeah, well, F him, I'm going to go F him up or whatever.
Nah, bro, I'm a dad.
I know you're a different breed, Nathan, though, but
yes,
I'm saying in my situation.
Listen, fuck that. You come after me, bro. I'm smashed. I don't give a f*** if I got kids or not. I'll gladly do another 3 years in jail. Put your hands on me, bro. I'm smashing. And then obviously I'll carry on, and then I'll find out who the f*** and I'll f*** them as well. You don't, bro. You put your hands on a man, get dealt with. But I can see where Michael's come from. He's obviously not a fighter. He's a thinker, right? So I can get what he's doing. But like Bay said, like we come from different backgrounds. My background,
simple as that.
Yeah, you ain't doing that to me because I have more. Listen, I have more pride in myself as a man than an IFBB pro athlete. Okay, I am my name in the streets, bro. Like, put this. I'm verified on the street. I am verified on Instagram. Yeah, that's where I'm born, from the streets, bro. Like, I care for my name more than I do as an athlete. You get me? So where I've come from, I've had a hard life. I've had to put these up every other day, right? So it's different. But to where Michael's come from, like, he's an athlete. He's not like us. So from his point of view, you have to respect what he's doing, right? Because I get it, and then I get what he's doing, which is smart, right? And obviously, I get it even more what he's doing because they've made him out to be like a fucking pedophile, yeah, which is wrong. Now, obviously, I know Ian's not going to watch this, and I'll probably get a message, but that was wrong. Like, Michael's a good man, bro. Like, he's not like that. He could have worded it a little bit different. You get me? You know, they're both. Super. I like Michael. He's great. He's great to me, bro. He's always nice to me, texting me, how you doing? How's my kids? I like that. Ian's, like I said, is cool with me, you know, but that was wrong, bro. Like, that statement was bang out of order, you know, and I don't respect that, because to put him out like that on blast, then obviously I'd do what Stu done. Then I'd go for your business. I'd cut your funds off and stuff, you know, and that's what I would do now, because you made him now, to people who don't know him, you make him look like a fucking bro, like a beast, and it was his missus who was competing, which is wrong, right? So they could have worded it a little bit better for the guy, you know, and if they would have worded it a little bit better, they would have got more respect in the UK for that. I'm telling you, because right now they're in a shitty ass situation. The federation already isn't the best, right? You know, PCA have more athletes than them and stuff. But now, because Michael attends a lot of the shows and he's there for the athletes, he goes to a lot of the gyms. He'll always talk to the guys. He's known as a very likable guy, bro. He doesn't have the Chris Bumstead name or the Yoris name, but in the UK, everyone fucking likes the guy. So you've kind of bit yourself in the foot to do that, you know, and good on him for taking to the cleaners. But in my situation, I'd be like, cleaners, I'd do jail. Because you're embarrassing.
But this is exactly why nobody in UK would ever put their hands on Nathan, because what you said, his pride as a man comes first. So Nathan doesn't even have to worry about that, because they would never do it. But this is why it's important you can't let that happen. Same reason why if I'm in LA or if I'm in New York, they're not gonna put hands on me. You know what I'm saying? Because they know how I conduct myself. So this is what's gonna stop this from happening to begin with. I promise you, this would never happen to Nathan, because he wouldn't allow it, and they know he wouldn't allow it, so it doesn't happen. And then Xavier said, well, what if you have a kid? I'm going to tell my kid the same thing that my parents told me. Ain't nobody going to put hands on you. You're going to get them back. So I would never get in trouble. You know, so my mom told me the same thing, and I would tell my kid the same thing. You're not going to let nobody put hands on you, and then it's not going to happen again. Like, you let that be known, that's the thing, it won't happen to you, trust me. You know,
bro,
so
I got my hands, it happened to me one time when I was a kid, yeah? I got beat up by 3 guys. I came home crying. Bro, I got a bigger beating off my mom to come home crying.
Yeah, fuck that.
Go back and get your face and show them you're a man. I was like, went outside, two of them then took a beating. Like, but you know, it is what it is.
Yeah.
But my thing is, man, with stuff like that, like it's always like the only thing that triggers me, like you can say whatever you want about me, it's just like I don't really care. It's like water off a duck's back. But if people disrespect family, that's like just a trigger. Like I don't see red. I'm pretty chill all the time. But if someone does something with my family, like even as a kid, like my brother has severe autism, can't speak, makes loud noises and stuff like that. And some kids were saying, "Oh, he sounds like a fire truck," and they're like antagonizing me. I lost my mind. Like I was in grade 7 or something. Like me and my friend chased him. We ripped him down by his backpack and just sort of let him know that doesn't happen again. And then ever since then, shut up. You know what I mean? And then, so I get like, don't get me wrong. Like when my kids go to school and my son is older than my daughter, I'm telling him, you stick up for your sister. Like you don't let her ever get bullied and stand by.
You come to my house.
It doesn't happen.
My daughter would deal with you herself.
Yeah, she's a beast, man.
She knows the score, bro. Listen, she fights like a boy. You got to. It's hard to explain, right? People think society's changed. People are weak. Okay, people are weak nowadays, but some people are still rough, bro. And you have to raise people, in a certain way, and we're not always here to defend them, So you got to look out for themselves. I don't think what's happened is I think it's totally up, really. And I think 2 bros, 1 bro, I'm going to have a mass, it's just going to look bad for the athletes. That's it. It's going to, I don't think it will affect him. I don't think it will affect him because they have a lot of support, right? You see people online, sucking their ass because they want the pro cards and stuff, the Tesco cards and stuff, whatever you want to call it. But you can see that they've still got a little following, but athlete-wise, I think it'll affect them financially, because people aren't going to go there and stuff. Business-wise, no, but financially, it will affect them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll see if we've got any other questions here, and then we'll wrap this thing up. The only thing I want to say, I suppose, in closing on that as well, is that for me, I know, like, obviously, Nathan, you grew up completely differently to me, like, complete different side of the world, but literally different side of the world in many regards. Like I had, a pretty easy I wouldn't say easy, few challenges and stuff, but not, I was never on the streets. I was never, like I was in little fights when I was a kid in high school and stuff like that, just sticking up for your mates and stuff, but it was never nothing serious,
bro, the war wounds, bro. Look, the war wounds to show it.
What is it? What is that, bro?
I'm a machete, bro. Someone tried to chop my head off and I put my arm there, saved myself from dying, bro. I almost lost my arm.
There was a guy, did you see the guy the other day on Instagram? He was going like this and he had a massive...
Yeah, I saw that.
Is that...
Hematoma.
Look. Yeah, I see it right there. Yeah. You see it? Look. Right there, 1 second, look.
Yeah, I see it. It kind of looks the same, right? It looks like that guy's shit.
Yeah.
See?
But that guy, I think it was the hematoma. This is like, I don't even know what to call that. I bet that guy didn't try to... I bet that guy didn't try to cut you again, though, Nathan.
Yeah.
No, bro, he lost the eye, he lost the ear, lost the eye, lost the ear. Like 6 holes in his belly.
It don't happen again. It don't happen again. It don't happen twice.
No, doesn't sound like it.
After this, I'll tell you what happened, bro.
But yeah, the only thing I was going to say was like pretty much that I always think as a parent personally, I'm like, and I get Nathan's side 100%, but I would never put myself in a situation where I could go away sort of thing because, well, it's probably different for me and you, Nathan. We're in different circumstances. So it's like, it's completely different. But me in my role as a parent, if I was in Michael Daboul's situation, I would never go back at him because I'd be scared of the implications or losing my kids or something like that,
bro, it's not like, that's the thing, look, in the UK, it's different.
We're like America here, bro, in Australia. We're like America. Like I could sneeze and you lose your kids. You know what I mean? So it's
bro. Listen. Over here, like all that losing your kids stuff, and it's different. You don't do that over here, but it's different. Like it's different. It's totally different. That's what I'm saying. See, that's why you see like, a lot of the kids running around with zombie knives and shit. Because again, you get caught with a big zombie knife, you get $100 community service, and the shit can be this big. So. It's different. The laws, it's like LA, basically. It's like third world.
Yeah. I've never seen anybody do time for beating somebody up personally, but I'm sure it could happen.
Yeah.
None of this is legal advice.
It's not
a disclaimer. Just theoretical, theoretical.
Yeah.
Always go to the police. Never start no fighting.
I'll just save my ass. I'll just say the views by the guests on Bodybuilding University are not necessarily those by the host.
It's not even advice. It's just how were you raised? If you're raised a certain way, you can't change it. Like nobody could convince me to see it a different way. I can't. Right. So I'm sure Nathan would feel the same way. Say Stu, Xavier feel the same way. You can't change it. It's just how we are. So it's not even advice. If not that, you should handle it one way or the other. Handle it however you see fit. So whatever Michael is doing, that's best for Michael.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. All right. Good summary there, Baidi. Let's quick fire a couple questions, 5 minutes max. Opinions on having an overall open versus 212 at Mr. Olympia, good or bad idea, Stu?
I want to compare them, at least see them together, but not like actually compete against each other.
I think about this as an actual thing because they said, why don't they do an overall? Because of prize money. Because if you have the open Mr. Olympia winning X amount and then they go against the 212 guy, 212 guy beats him, what's the extra prize money? 10 grand? That seemed pretty ridiculous.
Good point.
50?
Yeah, like we were talking about earlier, don't make him look foolish.
Yeah.
Because
Keon at 212 is probably the only guy because he's at 200 or something now, or just over 200 his last contest. Give him an extra 3 pounds of conditioning, maybe, or 2 pounds of conditioning, plus an extra 15 pounds of muscle. Then they're dealing with something, I think, like 15 pounds bigger of muscularity Keon, like with more conditioning even, that would be, I think, pretty outrageous. So, and he wants to be open one day.
You mean like in the open, right?
Well, if you won 212, and because he'd be 15 pounds probably, or 12 pounds of muscle bigger, would that be enough to challenge in the open? At least be top 5.
Oh yeah, I mean, I thought Patrick said he wasn't. I don't think he was even 200 pounds at the Olympia. I think he was in the 190s. So
199 or 198 or something.
And he could be harder. So if him at 210, 211. I think so. I mean, Derek and Hadia were 212 guys as well, and they're 1 and 2. So
yeah,
Tonio's 212 guy and top 8. So yeah, I think it's possible.
Yeah, Nathan.
No, I wouldn't like to see it. Let's just to make sure even longer, right? If you're gonna go against the open guy, then go in the open class. Just go in it. So you shouldn't just go in it. Like there's no point seeding together. If you're gonna go in it, just fucking go in it. Basically. And to be honest, I'm getting bored of the 212. I used to like it, but now that a lot of the guys are going up in the class, then just do open. They're all coming and going in different shows. Either go open or bring it back down to 200 pounds. You know what I'm saying? Make a small person class and then the big boys, because these 212, a lot of them stuck and dive from like 225 anyway. You know what I mean? Yeah. So just go in the show. If you're going to be open, just be open.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, there's one more question, but I think we can pretty much wrap this one up pretty quick. Cool. He says, in another podcast, Mike Israel said he eats protein bars on prep. Do you think eating protein bars is optimal?
What did Mike Israel look like at his last competition? Pull up the photos. I don't need to say anything else.
Stu's favorite guy over here.
It's a protein bar.
Yeah, so this is
my shits. When I take a shit sometimes and I've eaten enough fiber, it kind of looks like a protein bar. Similar kind of consistency.
Okay.
This is the issue when I guess people say this is just as effective as this or whatever, but they never show it. It's never proven, right? It's easy to you can say anything you want. I can say, well, you could drink protein shakes all day and look the same. Okay.
I'm sorry. I mean, the fact that this man presents himself as any kind of expert on anything is just appalling.
I think the arguing IFBB pros, because I saw Fuad's podcast, arguing IFBB pros about the efficacy of and the eating protein bars being acceptable on a prep and almost justifying and saying like, oh, it really makes no difference is ridiculous. It's like sugar alcohols, but macros is the only thing that matters. Like, it's like, come on, like every pro bodybuilder, there is not one pro that competes on the Olympia stage that's having a protein bar every day and then eating bullshit. I mean, Nathan, maybe you're about the only one who could do it.
Literally everybody who diets like Mike and his acolytes look like trash. All of them. There are no exceptions. Please, if there are any, find me one.
Show it.
I want to see it. Like, I want to see it work because, like, I haven't seen a single one.
Dude, I've seen people go from having a normal bodybuilding diet to trying this sort of method from one prep to the other. They almost always look like, well, I've seen a couple do it and they both look way worse dramatically. They craved more. They were more hungry anyway.
I don't even think none of us are against it. You just have to show it. It's not like we're like, oh, okay, if there was a way you can do it, we would actually want to know. I would love to see. I would love to see Hadi be like, oh, Hadi, I just fucking had protein shakes and protein bars all prep. I would love to see that. And we could be like, wow, this could actually work. Yeah. But people say it and they can never show anything remotely close to looking good. You know,
we're not just trying to sound hardcore, okay? Like, it just doesn't work. I can't explain to you why, but it just doesn't work.
Especially while dieting. Off season's a bit different. If you have a protein bar in your off season, it's like, okay, extra calories. But when you're limited to, just say you're a person that's prepping, a random person, you're having 2,000 calories a day, then you're having 300 calories from a protein bar that's full of sugar, alcohols, and bullshit is not going to be optimal. It's just how much will it affect you? It's hard to quantify, but you know.
Even off season, it's still nobody's going to say it's bad. If I have a cheat meal twice a week off season, I'm not going to say it's better than a clean meal. I just wanted to fucking have a cheat meal. You know what I'm saying? So even if I have a protein bar off season, I'm not going to say, well, this protein bar is better than chicken. I just want to have a protein bar. So you can get away with it off season, but it still doesn't make it any better, right? You guys know John Irizarry, the bodybuilder?
Yes. Yep.
No.
He went vegan one year. And at one point he was like, oh, I think I can turn pro vegan. That was his thing.
Yeah, he was dating some chick who made him
turned vegan, basically.
So funny.
The guy shows up. I think he did 1 or 2 shows, and he had before this he had got second place. He had missed his pro card a couple of times by one place, and he goes vegan. And obviously, we all know what happened. He came in like looking like a shadow of himself. And then he actually, at least he's honest enough. I will give him credit. He's honest enough and had the balls to come out and say, yeah, the shit didn't work. It's bullshit. And he started eating fucking chicken again. Simple as that. At least he was honest, right? You know, but that's the thing. Show us. So show us. Go on the protein bars and show up shredded as fuck at the Masters USA. Turn pro. And then you know, we're gonna take your word then. But
shut me up, Mike. Please. I'm tired of talking about this.
Dude, can I put this up as a separate clip and say Stuart Sutherland versus Mike Israel?
No.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Okay.
He don't want to start a beef.
There's no beef. It's all protein bars.
I missed it. My headphones dropped out for a second.
Irritated.
Can you now?
Stu getting irritated. He's getting close to the show now.
Yeah. We're going to wrap this one up.
Got me going.
Guys, I want to apologize for, firstly, Nathan, I slept in like 45 minutes. Well, I didn't sleep in my alarm. I did the AM PM thing and I woke up and I was like, shit. And I had messages from Baidi and Stu. So I was 45 minutes late and you guys still did a massively long podcast. So thank you to you guys and thank you to Nathan for jumping in last minute. You said, when are we doing a show? And I sent you the link and I said, now. And you just jumped on. So thank you so much, my man. Much appreciated. So thank you all you guys. I want to say, go follow all these guys on social media. Every single link to all of their stuff, YouTube's, Instagrams. I know Nathan's doing a shitload of YouTube stuff lately, so go follow that. Baidi's got his podcast 2 times a week coming out. And Stu, I saw one of your YouTube videos recently that I commented on. Do you have any more?
I'm super inconsistent with that. So when I feel like doing another one, it'll be there.
Dude, do that same talk over thing, man. It was actually good. Like once, like you're like 30 seconds into it, you're like, oh, this is good. It's just Stu, and you're like, yeah. So just why you talk is like very. I feel like you could be the next
Sam Sulek.
IFBB Pro version of Sam Sulek and your own version of it.
So sick of this. No. Every time you ask, it gets further away. Okay.
Stulik.
I'm not asking anymore.
Stulik, right?
But anyway, guys, thank you so much for doing it once again. Follow all these guys on social media and follow Stu on YouTube and don't ask him to do videos. Anyway, guys, that's it for this one. My name's Xavier Wills, for Stuart Sutherland, myself, Xavier Wills, already mentioned that. Baidi Farl and Nathan de Asha, we are out. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Bodybuilding University, and if you did, give the video a thumbs up, smash that like button, and also subscribe and click the notification bell button. And that's particularly important because this is on a new channel compared to the original desktop bodybuilding channel. Now, both channels will still be running. The original channel will have more bodybuilding news, and this one will have the podcast and interviews. So make sure you subscribe, and if you're not subscribed to the original desktop bodybuilding channel, head over there and subscribe to that as well. Anyway, guys, that's it for this one. For all the guys at Bodybuilding University and myself, Xavier Wills, we are out.